What's up, my comic comrades? There's been a ton of hype around the brand new DC x Sonic the Hedgehog title, and for good reason. It's another DC crossover that is just a ton of fun. DC has been killing it with their crossovers in recent years, and this Sonic the Hedgehog one is no exception, so we gotta break it all down for you. This is another blend of two universes that you didn't realize you always needed until you see it, especially for things like getting to see the Flash race Sonic the Hedgehog for the very first time. There's a ton of cool moments for DC and Sonic fans even beyond that, so if you're a Sonic the Hedgehog or a DC Comics fan, you're gonna love this, so let's get into it. The comic starts off on Earth, Sonic's dimension, a world known for its fanciful terrain and miraculous wonders, and now unspeakable horrors. As we see a giant Darkseid ship enter Sonic's world, with Sonic eating a chili dog. Tails then looks up at the ship and says, "What in the world is that?" Amy replies, "It certainly isn't Little Planet." While Sonic says, "Doesn't look like Dr. Eggman's style either. Think there's any chance they come in peace?" On the next page, we see a bunch of parademons come through a portal as well, and they start attacking Sonic as he says, "No, of course not." Amy then starts hitting the parademon with her mallet saying, "Back off," as Sonic comes in saying, "Heads up, Amy," with her replying, "Thanks for the save." At this point, Tails comes flying down while the parademons are flying saying, "Amy, incoming!" She tells Tails, "Go low," as she smacks the parademon with her mallet. After this, more parademons start coming from the sky and Sonic says, "Doesn't look like they're stopping, and I don't see a way to shut off the tap." Sonic then grabs Amy and Tails by the hand saying, "So let's get some space for now," as he runs them all far from the parademons. Tails says, "Those things were coming out of some kind of portal. It stands to reason if one opened up here." Amy finishes his sentence saying, "There's others elsewhere. We need to check on our friends," with Sonic telling them, "Hang tight," adding, "We'll make this quick." Then on the next page, a voice from Darkseid's ship says, "We're approaching Angel Island, my lord. The father box says it is held aloft by a Master Emerald, which is safeguarded by a lone guardian, who of course we know is Knuckles." Back in Darkseid's ship, we see it's Darkseid talking to Darkseid saying, "Father box also detects that the gem has the power to neutralize what we're searching for." Darkseid tells them, "Then eliminate it." But Darkseid says, "As you command, Lord Darkseid, and yet it will take much of the Ragnarok's energy reserves to do so, and we will lose a potential totem of arcane power." Darkseid then tells him, "Do not make me repeat myself, Darkseid. Once I have obtained what I seek, power will never be a concern again." But as the parademons are trying to get the Master Emerald, Knuckles is doing what he does best, beating the crap out of them. As he says, "That's right, run," but he then looks in the sky saying, "Now what?" as Darkseid is doing what Darkseid says, shooting the reserve energies at the Master Emerald to destroy it. That way it won't be a problem for Darkseid later. Meanwhile, we see Sonic, Tails, and Amy running far from the parademons as Amy says Sunset City is being swarmed, with Sonic telling her, "It's just going to be one of those days, huh?" Sonic then leaves Tails and Amy telling them, "I'm going ahead." As he runs ahead, he catches up with the Flash, who's also on his way. The Flash looks at Sonic saying, "Crackle, what are you doing here?" Sonic tells him, "You've got the wrong guy. Still, I like your hustle." Now this is a really awesome deep pull. For those of you who don't know, Crackle is an electric blue alien that is as fast as light speed, and Wally West has known him since childhood. And since Crackle looks pretty similar to Sonic, that's exactly who the Flash thinks Sonic is. More specifically, that's who Wally West Flash thinks Sonic is. Because since Crackle is from Wally West's childhood, we know this is Wally West Flash, along with the white eyes, as Barry doesn't have the white eyes. Either way, Flash then says to Sonic, "Sorry, guess you're one of the locals, huh? Hang back, I'll handle the parademons." Sonic replies, "That's adorable. You could help out if you can keep up." Flash grins saying, "Listen kid, I'm the Flash. I'm speed personified." As he picks up a lead in front of Sonic, Sonic replies, "Then I'm speed perfected," as he now takes the lead and the two race off. So basically Sonic was like, "Yeah, you're slow compared to me, Flash," telling us that Sonic may very well be faster than the Flash, at least in this universe, as this comic isn't canon, it's just for fun. But still really cool for us fans to see, but we all know push comes to shove, Wally West Flash is certainly faster. This is a dude who raced death to the end of time. But before we see what's next, let me ask, do you like to travel? Seeing the world is a blast, but roaming charges and lost cell service aren't. But today's sponsor, Airalo, has the solution. Trusted by more than 20 million travelers worldwide, Airalo is the world's first eSIM store that solves the pain of high roaming bills by giving you access to eSIMs. If you don't travel internationally much, let me tell you, you would be in for a rude awakening when you land. But with Airalo, life is much simpler. No more roaming fees, no more lines at the airport to purchase a local SIM card, and no more hassle looking for a strong Wi-Fi connection. Also, when using an eSIM, you get to keep your home phone number. With eSIMs from Airalo, you can download and install install a 100% digital data pack from 200 plus countries and regions and be connected anywhere in the world the second you land. Install Airalo today so you can stay connected wherever you travel, and use our code VARIANT3 to get $3 off your first eSIM. In fact, a member of our team recently flew from Dallas to Amsterdam for a big convention, and he was stressing trying to figure out how to make sure his phone would work when he arrived. Well, Airalo is the cure for that problem. So be prepared for your next trip, install Airalo today, and use our code VARIANT3 to get $3 off your first eSIM. Okay, jumping back to the issue, we return to see Silver taking down 2 parademons, but as he's doing so, he says there's too many to manage at once. At which point, John Stewart Green Lantern comes in with the assist, telling Silver, "Impressive talent, kid. If you can group them, I'll take them out." Silver replies, "Sure," and they start tag teaming parademons. Silver then asks, "Are you a psychic too?" John tells him, "Nope, limited issue alien tech." "What about you? Alien, metahuman?" Silver replies, "No, just a hedgehog." As John Stewart says, "Just," he says. Then on the next page, we see a pair of parademons going after a civilian hedgehog and her children, at which point Batman delivers a knee to the parademon's face, with Knuckles punching the parademon in the back. After they're done tag teaming the parademon, they look at each other briefly and then run off to get the next one. We then see Tails and Amy walking through the city as they're like, "This is awful. Where do we even begin?" Amy says, "With anyone we see in trouble." As they see one of Darkseid's soldiers turn the corner, they start beating the crap out of it, with Wonder Woman and Cyborg ultimately showing up with the assist. Cyborg says, "Booyah." Wonder Woman says to Amy and Tails, "Nice effort. Can you lend us more aid?" At this point, Darkseid's son Calabac comes crashing down, telling them, "Enlist as many animals as you want, Wonder Woman. All will be led to the slaughter before Calabac." At which point, Knuckles comes running in from behind, punching Calabac in the back of the head, sending him flying as he says, "That was for dropping my island out of the sky." Calabac then says, "I hardly felt that," as Superman comes landing feet first on Calabac's back, driving him into the ground. Superman then asks, "Did you feel that one?" As Knuckles says, "I wasn't done with him, Superman." Superman replies, "Sorry, Knuckles, thanks for softening him up for me." At this point, Amy asks, "Wait, what happened to Angel Island?" Knuckles says, "It fell into the ocean after the invaders blew up the Master Emerald. I would have gone with it if not for him," referring to Superman, as Superman says, "I'm sorry I couldn't do more." At this point, Sonic and Flash come running in, with Sonic saying, "248. The Flash then says 249. "Too slow, Blue." Sonic tells him, "Hold on, I'm not counting the parademons I took down at Never Lake," as the two were clearly racing to see how many monsters they could take out. Sonic then says, "Oh hey, we're all here. Anyone care to bring us up to speed?" Especially for Flash, since he's so slow. The Flash says, "If you were half as fast as your mouth, you..." Superman then interrupts saying, "We're the Justice League, heroes from another dimension. I'm Superman, protector of truth and justice and a better tomorrow." At this point, Superman basically gives roll call, introducing Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the Flash, Cyborg, and Batman. Sonic then says, "Cool, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, the real fastest thing alive. Me and my friends aren't organized like you guys. We just take life as it comes and help anyone who needs it." As he introduces Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Silver, and Shadow. Knuckles says, "Enough with the pleasantries. Who's responsible for this, and when do we make him pay?" Cyborg then says his name is Darkseid. He's bad news, conquering worlds and looking for the anti-life equation. Wonder Woman then tells them, "We've stopped his ambitions in the past. Now he's launched a mobile satellite called the Ragnarok that can cross dimensions. Our guess is he's seeking worlds and powers outside the normal scope of our multiverse to fuel his conquest." Cyborg further explains, "To find your world, Darkseid had to cast a wide net. I have some of his tech integrated into my systems, so I picked up on his search. We were able to make a boom tube of our own to try to intercept him before things got bad," telling us that's how the Justice League got to Sonic's world. Silver says he's got to be after the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic is like, "Always with the emeralds." Tails then speaks up, explaining there's 7 mystic gemstones of unlimited power. Green Lantern tells them, with that kind of power, he could fuel the Ragnarok and destroy countless worlds. As Batman adds, or bypass his search and manifest the anti-life equation directly. Wonder Woman asks Knuckles, is there any way to counter their power? He tells her there was, but Darkseid blew it up. Superman then says, "We know what he's after, and we know what's at stake. That's more than we had a minute ago. So let's use your insight and our abilities to create a plan," but before he could finish his sentence, Shadow just says, "I don't have time for this," as he walks off. Superman then says, "We value everyone's input," but Batman just tells Superman, "I'll handle him." As Batman follows Shadow, he asks, "Who was it?" Shadow asks, "What?" Batman says, "The one you couldn't protect, the one you watched die in front of you." Shadow's all like, "How would you?" Batman says, "For me, it was my parents. I was too young, too weak to do anything. The pain, the anger, it never leaves you. I see it in you too. Shadow tells him her name was Maria. She was gunned down by the military while trying to keep me safe. Me, the ultimate life form. Batman tells him, I swore I'd never let it happen again. To protect this city my parents love. To protect their world. I will use every advantage at my disposal. That includes the Justice League. You're a valuable asset in stopping Darkseid. Likewise, we'd be valuable to you. Shadow says, I see. You'd better be worth the trouble. Now this is really cool having this moment between Batman and Shadow because clearly Shadow is the Batman of the Hedgehog heroes. And much like the scene where Sonic and the Flash race and pair up, DC and Sonic fans have always wanted to see Batman and Shadow team up. Hell, Keanu Reeves voiced Shadow in Sonic 3 and also voiced Batman in Super Pets. After this, we see Tails and Cyborg have taken a liking to each other, and Tails says, we have lots of experience tracking down the emeralds, but not under such a tight deadline. I've been developing a tracking system in my lab. Cyborg asks, what kind of tech are you working with in there? Tails responds, well, it's a spec quantum mapping algorithm, but it isn't out of beta yet. Cyborg replies, okay, hold up, this I have to see. Sonic and Silver say, no offense partner, but we don't have time to wait while you work in the shop. Darkseid's forces are hunting for the emeralds now. Wonder Woman says, I agree, let's begin searching while Cyborg and Tails work on the detector. The League can stay in touch with our usual comms. The Green Lantern then tells them, pair up with the locals to focus the search. We'll cover more ground and do it more effectively. As Tails and Cyborg go to Tails' lab, Tails says, maybe once this is all over, we could trade specs. I've got an arm cannon I've been tinkering with for a while. Cyborg tells him, sure, but somehow I doubt you would want to route its energy line through your vital organs. Tails laughs, saying, yeah, I'll pass. No offense. At this point, we see Superman has teamed up with Knuckles, Wonder Woman with Amy, Green Lantern with Silver, and of course, Batman with Shadow. And we see back at Tails' lab, Cyborg says, here, if I integrate some of the box software, we can reduce the variance noise and boost the global aperture. Tails tells him, you just upgraded my system 100-fold in seconds. You're amazing. Cyborg says, don't sell yourself short. The fact that I'm even able to interface with your rig is a testament to your skill. Then on the last panel of the page, we see the Flash saying, it's really all natural, no crazy mad science treadmill or accidents or anything? Sonic replies, what you see is what you get. I'm just a hedgehog who loves adventure, as they literally run on water. Flash then asks, is this the place? Sonic replies, yep. When in doubt, start with the South Island and go from there. And as they arrive, Flash says, oh crap, you got it in one, Blue. Sonic asks, is that the guy, Red? As they see Darkseid, Flash replies, yeah, with Darkseid saying, it all starts with this, a gem containing the ultimate power. And with that, the issue ends. This is a really fun start to this crossover event, guys. I love how the Justice League and Sonic heroes are interacting, and even the pairings they're doing are fantastic. It makes total sense for Sonic to be with the Flash, Superman with Knuckles, Batman with Shadow, and so on and so forth. But also, the story is pretty fun. You got Darkseid, one of Darkseid's biggest bads, invading Sonic's Earth for a reason that makes total sense. I'm just very curious to see what kind of cool matchups and fights we're gonna get as the series continues. Because seeing Flash and Sonic race in this issue was worth it alone, and even that little back and forth with Batman and Shadow. So clearly we're enjoying it and think this is gonna be a ton of fun. But what do you guys think? Are you liking seeing this mashup? And what scenes do you hope to see out of the series? Let us know in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics.